listening to the Cozy Chaos Zone. I am your host, House of Dub. Stay cozy and embrace chaos.
Hello, and welcome to the Cozy Chaos Zone. I'm your host, House of Dub. In regards to all things cozy, I got my little Dusty baby right over here. She just licked my hand. She's such a cute little puppy. You can kind of see her snoot when she jumps up a little bit, maybe. Maybe not. In regards to all things chaotic, Dusty pooped in the house today, so we're a little angry about that, but it's all right? You get the coziness, she's a cutie, but then you get the chaos and that she also poops. Today's show, we are going to shine a spotlight on a song and an artist. A song called Release Me by a band called Cosmooverse. That's right. We are incredibly excited because we have Cosmooverse here today to talk to us about the song Release Me. Let's get to it. Hello, Cosmooverse, and welcome to the Cozy Chaos Zone.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Absolutely happy to have you. Why don't we just start by going through each and every one of you, introduce your name, let us know what you do in the band, and then we'll get into the song. Whoever wants to go first.
Sure. I'm Duri, or I got a solo project called DHXP, and I'll make the tracks, I make the beats. Sometimes I also sing or rap, whatever. But usually, I make the instrumentals, send them over to the others. They put some magic on it, and then I'm stuck with it to do the mixing. Then we have a release. In this case, Release Me, which is a little older, but that's me.
And I'm Daphne. I have a solo project called Daphne Cerez. I am a singer on Cosmooverse. So as a singer, you also write the lyrics and the vocal line. Basically my character is centered around this AI character that's very obsessed with maximizing the happiness of all the humans. So there's a big lore behind it, and I'm excited to get into it when we start going into the story of Release Me. So that's it.
Hi, I'm Flora. I do the top line, so after Duri does the production magic, I sing, I write some lyrics, I do the vocal melodies.
And I'm Woolion. I'm doing the visual developments. I'm doing the designs and all the song illustrations for the albums, and the story that go with it.
Awesome. Well, okay. I want to just get into the first thing. So the idea is there's you are yourselves, you are humans, but you also play these characters. I mean, I don't want to go too far into the whole biography of Cosmos, but I would like if there's a Reader's Digest version of how you all kind of got together and decided on these roles you would play and how that kind of inspires the music.
So it kind of started all out by Flora and me making a lot of songs together. We just met and checked that we really like each other's music. We like the same music. We just vibe together. And after a while, we thought it would be cooler to have a new name for a project as the two of us. Instead of only doing the feature stuff. Then we settled on the name Cosmooverse because we wanted to have something with an animal and something from space, I guess. I think that was the premise. And from the name on, we continued to, I don't know, it just kind of happened. Then Woolion came in. He drew the artworks. I really liked what he did for some songs where Flora and I was a featured artist. And then we had this idea to yeah, basically get him into the band, not as a singer, not as someone who does music, although he's also on a track right now, or even 2 tracks. So that's how another element got added. It wasn't just the music, it was also the visuals. We had cool single covers, cool album covers, and that kind of started the whole thing that we could think about stories more. Also, JJYY, who cannot be here today, she's called June in the Cosmooverse. She has like these crazy ideas. It's really just, I imagine her head being like a Japanese anime, something like that. She's from Korea, by the way. And she comes up with all these ideas that kind of were out of bounds for me. Like I wouldn't even be able to imagine this. And she kind of set the tone for all the storylines and how crazy the stories can get. Overall. So we kind of adapted to what she laid down as a foundation. And yeah, then we just started to, like, we wanted to do a lot of features, get everybody in. Then we met Daphne, and yeah, she was very fond of the idea. We were also very happy to have her. And after the first album, she joined us as like a core member of the band. Yeah, and we've been doing really well as a team, I think, since then.
I mean, I'd say so. You refer to it as the Cosmooverse. Anything that has a verse is like, you got to be thriving at that point.
Yeah, it's nice to have like the space where we can just imagine things, go away from our boring lives, and think about cool stuff that's not happening, or hopefully not happening on Earth. Who knows?
So that is all cool. It's all really, really, really cool. But I kind of want to know, like, is there sort of a continuity in the storytelling of the music? And does Release Me kind of take place at a particular spot in the universe? Or is Release Me just sort of like I'm trying to get an idea of like how much these characters, how much this universe plays into the songwriting, and like if it's a story first or if it's just kind of something that evolves out of creating the stories. Like, give me a little bit of backstory into Release Me and how this song started.
Yeah, so basically we wanted to introduce the character that I thought of to bring into the verse, into our own little Cosmooverse. So there is a sort of continuity within the verse. So some stories are more like sideline stories, fillers, if you will. And some stories really, really take us more deeper into the story of the Cosmos. So there is indeed a storyline to be followed. So Release Me is about first maybe let me say a little bit to tell you a little bit more about the base of the story. So this is a reality in which there is a government on Earth. So that's one big government, and they have been working on an AI to maximize the happiness of all the humans on Earth. They thought this would be a great thing to do, and nothing ever could go wrong with that idea, right? So when creating this AI, they were creating a bunch of them to test which one is the best one. My character is one of those test AIs. So it wasn't the perfect one. The perfect one is still on Earth trying to maximize the happiness, but I am one that is a little bit more of a rebel. So I sort of distanced myself from Earth. I was still in the government building, and Release Me is about our other characters, our Cosmos gang, saving 7C, so my AI character, from this government building and taking her with them.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the movie. You got the soundtrack down.
Yeah, for sure. A movie would be fantastic.
Or what would you guys rather it be, like a movie or like a graphic novel? or like an
Ooh.
anime series? What do you think? If there was
Anime?
going to be like a a graphic visual medium to it, how would you guys do it?
I'm all for anime.
Yes, I was also gonna vote for anime.
What is
Uh,
Roland? What do you think? You are the visual artist.
yeah, doing graphic novels is a bit long, so maybe I'll do some at some point, but we'll have some bit of stories with illustrations, and right now I'm actually writing a novella, so it's a full blown novella, which, because up to now we had like small fragments of stories that were like 5 pages long, so nice little elements for some milestone events. And last time we discussed with Manfilth, so the metal musician, and we made a character for him because he already like did one remix, and we were talking about maybe doing another song with him. And just discussing with him, we established his character, and we tried to think of what relationship he could have with the existing Cosmooverse, and just things just clicked all into place. It was just magical how things just made sense, and so like there was like a full story that appeared in my mind, and so I had to to write it. And so I'm close to finishing it. So, well, finishing the first draft, so that I will send it to the other people in the gang so that they can all read it and give some feedback. And because every step in Cosmos tends to be very collaborative. Like we really like get a lot of creative juices from each other. So, like so the story came in fact from the discussion with Manfilth and Dewey and Flora, and then like we'll integrate a lot of feedback to get the best thing we can.
I mean, there's nothing better than sharing creative juices. You have to add another slash to your. It says visual arts. You got to slash add author to that too. That is awesome. That's a super cool thing to hear. So when it comes to like actually producing the music now, where's usually like the starting point? If it's a very collaborative process and everything, do you guys also share in that collaborative with like the music starting? I know you mentioned Seven Seas that you do like the vocal melodies. Is that something that you would say start off with, like you'd have a melody in mind and write around it, or Dury, do you like come up with like some absolutely fat beats and the melody branches out of that? Like kind of just walk me through the productions of the songs, particularly this song.
Yeah, so basically the latter. So Dury comes up with these sick beats. Oh, sorry. Dury comes up
No,
with
that
these sick beats, and yeah, we sort of go together like, oh, this beat sort of feels this way. So with Release Me, it really spoke to me, and I was like, oh, this could be like an intro song for how we met as the characters in the show or story. I'm already talking about a show. See, I'm already I'm already there. Yeah, so that's indeed how it usually goes. Dury starts the beats.
yeah. Most of the time, a song that I'm listening to 24/7 for a few days, and then I kind of rip some parts of it and make my own little beat out of it. It's probably most of the time around like 1.5 minutes long. Sometimes it's also 5 minutes long, and then I cut it back a little. But it starts out as some kind of loop, where I just, how your usual producer does loops. You have some nice drums, you have a nice melody, you add stuff one after another, and then I upload it to our Discord, where everyone else can see it. And once the others give me something back, like some melodies, some vocals, some stories, it kind of shapes on its own, I guess. Like I start with a loop, the others add some stories to it, give it some meaning, basically. Add some killer vocals to it, and I can play off these vocals. I can alter the beat, I can put in little breaks, I can edit the beat to the vocals, and I also can use this story element to make the beat more interesting. So this is to me, it's a very awesome progress for the beat itself, because when I'm making music myself, it never gets fleshed out like this, I would say. And then like I ask everyone to give me like 3 takes of the same thing, so I can pan one left, pan one right, and then have one additional take for effects, for example. So Flora loves to like fill everything up with vocals, so I end up with like 3 or 4 different melodies and like background singing and stuff that should be reverbed and stuff like that. So the file ends up with having like 20-30 vocal tracks overall, and yeah, then I can just play off it, and in the end we have a very like wide ranged song.
And so you're filling the songs up, you're putting all these tracks, 30 things, 30 vocal tracks is a lot. That's crazy. When at what point do you guys sort of like say, okay, this is good, ready for release? Like, because it seems like that's so much. Do any of you like sort of ever step in and be like, this is good, or do you reach it all collectively? Or is it kind of like, let's just see how much we can go until one of us decides to step on the brakes?
Yeah, as we mentioned, we're very collaborative about everything. So once we put the puzzle pieces together, I make the beat. Daphne, Flora are singing. Then I get the tracks. I upload the beat with the vocals again. Ask for feedback, just like on IMF, just like on Indie Music Feedback, a super nice little Discord where musicians can meet and motivate each other. We kind of like took that spirit to our own little Discord server. And yeah, we bounce it back, and Flora gives me timestamps like, at 33, there's like a clip in it, and I haven't heard it because you get lost in the song you're working on, and then I can, after like 3 days of letting it sit, I go back to it, and oh yeah, I hear it now that I know it's there, and this is a lot. Like this goes on for a while. Basically, when we have all the vocals, all the instrumentals finished, this is how we bounce it back and forth for I don't know how long, maybe a month, maybe a week. Sometimes it's finished.
Wow.
Like, yeah, it's taken a while sometimes.
Okay. All right. So it's like you guys can like a song could happen as quickly as a week. A song could happen as long as a year. All right. You guys just take your time with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah. So usually it's not like 1 year continuously, but sometimes we just let it sit for a bit and we come back to it and we're like, what would be cool? Like something we wouldn't have thought of if we just focus on that song for a while. And I think it's pretty cool. We're usually very like on the same page when we write these songs, and we're like, oh, that might be a bit too much, if we fill it up too much, we're like, yeah, we don't have to argue much about that. So I always really like that. We all very enthusiastic about what happens when a song finishes, and I think we all in that spirit, like, oh yeah, this is cool. We really hit it right here. Yeah,
That's awesome. That's awesome that you guys have I don't know, such a collaborative glue that's holding you all together, a creative cohesiveness almost. Um so any other things about the song that like stands out, where there are particular vocal lines, where there are things that any of you like were branching out, maybe sort of like out of a comfort zone to add to this, or were you kind of just like firing on the cylinders and just bringing like the game that you know how to bringing it, or were you trying to do anything like unique? Is there anything that you want the listener to like really take away from this song?
Well, I think like for when I speak about like just my own experience, I really brought to the song like I know what to bring. I thought it was really cool to bring in that aspect lyrically of you met this AI that was created by the government. I'm telling you I'm honest about wanting to leave here, and asking you to take me, but can you really trust me? Because the government is looking for the Cosmos gang. So, trusting me is a huge risk are taking. And I think that the other people in the gang did a really good job displaying that emotional struggle of can we trust this character? I think that's a really cool part of the song. I really like it because of that.
Yeah, there are many emotions that are expressed in this song that are coming from the story. And for me, there's one line that I always remember the process, because there's one line where Dewey has to be disappointed, and so he tried to make it feel in the song, but it was hard to make it felt without like just breaking the flow. And so there was a lot of back and forth about it. So I always think about that line when I hear the song.
Wait, which line? Which line is it?
Yeah, third time's the charm. It was the alarm.
Oh, yeah, okay. So yeah, the whole point in the stories, for me, is to flesh out these characters, to make these characters interesting. And I don't do a lot of story writing. I am the others out with maybe little details or so. And for Release Me especially, my character Rudy, he got a new trait. Like he didn't have the trait before the song. You didn't know, or I also didn't know, that he was afraid of robots. But with the song, with the story around Daphne's character Seven Seas, yeah, a new trait evolved, just like in an RPG, in a video game or whatever. Through the story, we know now that Rudy is afraid of robots, that he doesn't trust them. And I think this is with a lot of things we do with Cosmos. Things just happen and they kind of magically fit into place. And from a blank sheet, we now have another thing that makes this character more interesting, that gives this character more meaning, more life to it. So yeah, this is what's a little magical about the song for me.
You could almost say that like almost every song is just world building.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. I love that. So we're kind of wrapping it up now. I want to give you guys a moment to plug anything you may have individually, individual solo projects, and then if there's anything specific to the Cosmooverse you want people to go. If your Discord's like an open thing, people can join it. If you are active on certain social medias, the floor is yours. Take the time and plug away.
Solo, I don't have anything really. Like DHXP is pretty much dead because Cosmos is too fun to work on. But yeah, we encourage like everyone from IMF, like from the IMF Discord, of course, who wants to do a collaboration with us. Anyone else really who just wants to reach out to us, you can find us on Instagram, social media basically. But overall, for example, okay, Wool's doing these little streams sometimes. Like we just hang out on Twitch with one or two other persons, and Wool is drawing these cool chibi characters for them. Sometimes the people already have an idea, like these are usually people that we would feature on a song or who is doing a remix for our song. And we start out either with a little idea of the person we're doing this little avatar for, or with no idea at all, and we just bounce off ideas from each other, just like I said before. And I encourage everyone who wants to be part of the Cosmoverse. Sorry, Wool, I don't want to give you too much work, but I really enjoy these streams, and I really enjoy bringing other people into the Cosmoverse, giving them like a little place, a little piece of it. And yeah, this also just flashes out the Cosmoverse. And as Wool mentioned with Manfilth, because it went so well with what he thought of his character could be, and we already knew like, oh, we have this place where he could live, we have this story where he could fit in. This is really cool, and I enjoy fitting everyone, especially from IMF, into the Cosmoverse.
Yeah, we also just released our second album, so go and check it out. I'm very excited to hear what everyone's favorite song is. We play with a lot of different genres. We genre bend. We try to to really expand also in those different directions. So that's always really cool to hear. Also, you need what Diri said, what other people can bring. Because of course other people have different tastes in music, experience with different genres, with different languages even as well. So we also try to incorporate a bunch of different languages into our songs. So that's also something very, very, very cool. My solo project, Daphne Cerez, I try to make some of my own songs, but mostly really I just want to write lyrics, sing top lines, think of them. So that's mostly what I do. I work with a bunch of different very talented musicians. So yeah, if you're interested, go have a look. Go have a look into Cosmooverse, and if you want to participate, go reach out.
We are currently organizing a remix album. So we already have lots of great great producers working on it, but it's really open. And actually, we uploaded the stems on archive.org so that the stems are completely open, so that basically someone can listen to the stems and decide, oh yeah, I'm going to make a remix of that, and contact us and make a remix from any song from the second album. And we are pretty excited about that as well.
So Drew mentioned the streams. It's something. Yeah, no, it's fine. You can say it even if it's more work. I really enjoy working with other people and exchanging creative ideas and bouncing off each other's. And I love this alchemy. And I think Cosmos is a really great project where that creative exchange works in a way that I didn't really imagine before. So yeah, also definitely check out the remix if you're another musician and want to be involved or any other way. So I love the idea to keep things open, and that anybody else could actually participate also if they want to build their own little side of the universe if they want. So that's it for me.
You heard it here first, folks. If you want to be a part of the Cosmooverse, you can be. It's all right there. You guys, you have the door wide open. It's a beautiful, wonderfully inclusive thing. And I am personally looking forward to hearing more of Cosmos, and just hopefully one day reading the graphic novel or novella or book, or watching the TV show. I mean, maybe you guys can get a deal with Netflix or something to expand this universe. It seems like you have the creative team of the creative dream team, honestly. But thank you guys again so much for taking the time out of your day to be on the Cozy Chaos Zone. Thank you everybody for listening. Everyone listening, don't listen to this part, okay? This is just for Cosmos. Hey, just remember, I'm gonna end the recording, but just stay in the room so it uploads everything. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.